Yo, we know in the Fangio scheme that defensive backs will have to operate in a ton of space. You can see an example right here. You hit the Dolphins under Fangio last season. Looks like they're in their dime package. So obviously we know that they're playing for the pass on this, and you can still see a ton of space being used. You get Kader Kohu right here defending vertically. So if we're looking towards the draft, why not look for guys with stuff that's applicable to a Fangio scheme that fits what the Philadelphia Eagles are trying to do? So off man / zone, vertical bells. You're looking for guys with oily hips and guys who have great ball skills. Look at the top side corner here. You can clearly see he has eyes on the quarterback while being in off-man coverage. He will work vertically until it's not vert anymore. So he'll have everything to about right here. If it bends in severely, he probably won't follow in. But as you can see here, they're defending blades of grass, not necessarily just the offensive player. Although you get to work vertically on top of routes here, you still have to be able to work that transition phase. You see Jerry Jeudy able to get down really well right here while my man Xavier Howard's hips let him down, right? The hips don't lie. You have to be able to come up out of those transition phases. A snapshot of this. Eyes across the board as far as the defensive backs go. Everyone with eyes on the QB. Maybe not the slot, but the slot is playing in some really decent space. So imagine that right there. As much as we cry about man coverage and press man coverage, mirror coverage and all that, you will have to find some dudes who can operate in space. Period. Point blank. This is almost like stealing if you can't come up out of that pedal. Yo, I'm still piloting my boy Max Melton from Rutgers to be the second round pick. I got my wish of Chauncey Gardner coming back. Max Melton would definitely be the way I personally would go. But man, beyond that, you got to think about Quinyon Mitchell with the Philadelphia Eagles. And I will do a quick film study to show you why his skill set fits the best, while he also infuses some severe athleticism into a secondary that severely needs it. Know what I mean? Yo, shout outs to the great folks over at Good Chop. When my behind the scenes people approached me saying that Good Chop had interest in working with me, I couldn't have said yes fast enough. I was already familiar with them through the fitness and bodybuilding industry, so I couldn't wait to see what all the hype was about. I'm talking about high quality meats, all sourced from the USA, no antibiotics or hormones, and I'm talking about 60 plus of them Jones. It was packaged perfectly with the insulation and the dry ice, and I was blessed to get with the shrimp, the thick cut bacon, the salmon. Oh man, you know I love those ribeyes, the ground beef, and of course you gotta have your chicken breast if you're out there with it. But you know I had to start with them ribeyes. I mean, look at the marbling on it. Your boy Jersey Murf is a steak connoisseur, so I was very impressed by those steaks right there. I had to throw a little Butcher's Blend seasoning on it, mixed with my peach rub, and it was on. A little bit of asparagus to top it off. Always having that asparagus around here, baby. It was time to hit that grill. I threw them joints on my daily driver gas grill. Tried to get the internal temperature up to about 136, 137, medium. That's how I get down. And I was beyond impressed with the final product, and you will be too. If you head on over to goodchop.com/YouTube, enter the promo code TOPBILLIN120, they will give you $120 off across your first 4 boxes. No more wasting time at the grocery store hoping to get a good product. Use your time wisely and go to goodchop.com/YouTube. Enter that promo code TOPBILLIN120 and get $120 off across your first 4 boxes. Let's go.
Top Billin, Uptown Murf.
Top Billin villains.
One of the reasons why I waited to do a lot of these dissections is because I needed to see the real heights and weights of some of these guys. Definitely wanted to see some of the measurables as far as speed and agility goes as well. But definitely have to make sure guys didn't just severely shrink, right? Pause. Quinyon Mitchell, one of these guys, obviously playing at a small school like Toledo, doesn't get a chance to face a lot of top-notch competition, so you definitely want to be on your P's and Q's about his exact size and measurements. 6 foot 195 is perfect. I was just hoping he wasn't going to come in from 5'11", 6 feet to like 5'9" or something like that. So 31-inch arms, 9 1/4 hands right here. But man, this right here, 4.33. 4.33 in the 40 with a 1.51 10-yard split, 38-inch vertical. Yeah, no doubt about that right there, especially considering the type of coverages that they rely on him to execute at the University of Toledo. Definitely operating in a ton of space, and they played zone. There's no doubt about that. Didn't always play zone 100% of the time, but most of the time he was definitely working in zone. And, man, he does a great job of using his athleticism in zone while being able to work some of those man principles. So, ton of space right here, eyes on the quarterback. He does a great job of recognition, right? From snap to route recognition, it's on. Now, that was too easy right there, right? He was able to stay flat-footed, eyes on the quarterback after the play action here, right? Or it looked like it was going to be a QB sweep, but pretty much a sprint out. So he's able to turn in that this is going to be a sprint out, not necessarily a QB sweep with a lead. Sticks that foot in the ground, shows that quickness first and foremost there, and he has really good ball skills as well. Definitely something to behold. Here you go again. Poor angle coming up out of this on the televised portion of this here, but you get the drift here. Do not run any stop routes, out routes, or anything against this man when he's off like that. Where he can have eyes on the quarterback. You doing these long opposite hash throws, trying to throw the out route. Like I said 50 million times, if you don't have the arm pacing for this particular throw and you have a really good cornerback out there, bang. Pick six city. Ask me how I know. Here we go, getting a little closer. Opposite hash throw, throwing an out route. Oh, come on, man. It's stealing, man. It's like stealing candy from a baby right there. Bang. Does get it past the numbers. However, he gets it to Quinyon Mitchell, right, and not to his guy. Come on, man. The thing about zone, which people don't realize, is there are certain routes that you exclude. So you get to master certain routes, and he's clearly mastered getting in out of his break, of course, working vertically, and then pushing off of there in the transition. Check this one out right here. Comes with a pedal a little bit, commits, and then decommits. Look at that. You see what I'm saying? Staying low in that pedal. I love that pedal phase right there. Not too far over his skis. He starts to commit with that outside leverage here. My man was out here trying to get jingle-footed with it. He comes up out of that break. No bueno right there. He runs the pipe right down, cuts right off of his shoulder right there. Gets himself a nice PBU. Run that one more time full speed. Nope. Oh, man, he transitions so well. Hell yeah. He is on the inside. You can see his ability to drive on this. This is more man coverage with the inside. Gets himself a PBU there. Check this out. Able to sit on this, right? You know where the sticks are. You're going to be playing the sticks. As soon as the quarterback commits, look at that. As soon as he gets in that transition phase right there, he's on it before the quarterback can really deliver that bad boy. Cuts a nice tight angle on it. Able to PBU, able to get that pass deflection without committing the penalty there. Somebody who's really good at that is Devin Witherspoon from the Seattle Seahawks. In these type of close quarters coverages, he can break on the ball very well. I see a little bit of that, or a lot of that in Quinyon Mitchell too. No matter who I dissect, I have to see them against their best competition. For Toledo, of course, it would be Ohio State. And going back a year, so with him facing C.J. Stroud, the best quarterback in college and one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, it appears, already as a rookie. Your man, I want to say this might be Emeka Egbuka here, running the inside route here. See, what happens is you get these guys like Coach Ryan Day who can scheme it up. You're running a ton of zone. They know how to get past your pressure point there. And, of course, they have the blocking here to be able to withstand some of these long routes. And then it's up to you to combat that. So I can't really see or say that this is his fault right here, but you get what happens in zone. You even get the roll safety and everything, and they come back to the middle of the field where he's not necessarily designed to go into that hard. So obviously you can see where he's covering, right? He checks off here, right? Tap and go. You tap, let him go right there. He starts to peek inside, seeing where the safety help is. The safety may want to cheat a little bit more inside, but obviously he doesn't want to get beat over the top. He still drifts. So he's drifting upfield, despite the fact that might be Marvin Harrison right there running up the seam. So they vacate the middle of the field, and boom, you can see him with a long gainer there. So what happens in zone, man. Check it out from this side right here. But you can still see him showing off them wheels. Get that right there. Yes, that definitely is Mecca Ibuka. Very interesting rep right here going against the best, right? The best of the best. C.J. Stroud against the best man, right? The best thing moving on the planet at the wide receiver position, Marvin Harrison Jr. right here. And you see him running this out route. It's very good, tight coverage from Quinyon Mitchell. However, we are talking about Stroud to Harrison, so it doesn't really matter. Look at this. Look at the catch radius coming up out. Oh, getting a little grabby as well. In the transition phase, can't see it here, but coming out of that transition phase, he definitely had some of his shirt and everything. Going to want to watch that, but man, he's definitely right there. But what can you do with that? You're 6 foot, he's 6'4", and he has a pinpoint accurate quarterback right there, able to get that and get 1 foot in right here. But it's pretty good rep, but hey, man, it's all for naught because it's still a touchdown, you know what I mean, there. So, listen, I like Quinyon Mitchell a lot. I like the fact that he's he has scheme versatility. So being a zone team, being a man team, being one of these guys that mix coverages, you run and get cover fours, he's going to be really, really good in that scheme. No doubt about that. I believe the world of this dude with that athleticism, man. A 4.33 at 6 foot, nearly 200 pounds. So if you're talking about a team with some zone in it where you're going to have to come up and stick and tackle and everything, he's going to be good at that as well. Yeah, definitely one of these guys I would like to see the Eagles have a look at. Will he be my number one choice there? That's hard to say. It's hard to say right there. Coming from a smaller school, sometimes I'm a little apprehensive. The step up in competition sometimes can be a little bit much for those guys, but I believe he can circumvent that, especially on the Eagles where he probably wouldn't start right away. So he can have time to adjust and acclimate himself to the NFL. So it could be working out very good for him. But I don't know. I'd rather them go cornerback in the second round and focus on another position in the first round. So that's just me right there. I would love to see a slot receiver at the first pick. Yeah. Maybe even a linebacker, off-ball linebacker, which is definitely out of my thought process normally. But the Eagles definitely are loaded in talent anyway, so that could be one of those, what we call it, right? Exception to the rules. All right, but it's your boy Jersey Murf. Let me know what you think about Quinyon Mitchell and where you want to see the Eagles go as far as it deals with him. Would he be your number one cornerback? Let me know if he's your number one or who you have. All right, your boy Jersey Murf, as always, much love to everybody. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're sharing the content, baby, because sharing is caring. Make sure you tip your waiter because you know I'll be serving that hibachi as well. Goodchop.com/YouTube. Hit up that promo code TopBillin120 for $120 off across your first 4 boxes. Good Chop, baby. We in there.
Top Billin, Uptown Murf.
Top Billin, Billin.
Top Billin.